Yeah, woke up this morning and I found it on my computer when I first opened it up. And basically, it was I was just kind of thought it funny because it looked to me like a collage. And I had just thought about that the other day. In my bedroom, by my bed, it's a collage that I did back in an art class. It was probably high school. I mean, it sounds more middle ages, but I think it was in high school. And basically it was a lot of just different places around the world and ambition, and it was basically just what I thought my life was going to be like in the future. Traveling all over the world and camping in the nature environment. It's just how I saw myself then, and I guess if one were to understand my depression now, they would probably have to start off with looking at that collage. And that would help. It wouldn't give you the answer, but it would probably help. And it just sort of freaked me out that I saw the first thing this morning on 23rd. Right after I thought about it. I mean, it was probably a couple of days ago I thought about the collage, but just to see this on the 23rd of December, a very depressed Christmas, and the first thing Google has already been freaking me out. It's kind of weird how they've been they picking your brain and figuring out what you want to see, and it just, how did they know that I wanted to see a collage? And they didn't, but the first thing, I'm starting to laugh at how Google does this. It first kind of got me, kind of weird, and then a little paranoid. And then when I saw this, I just couldn't help but laugh a little bit, laugh at it. So I just Googled it. It was an old lady that taught me how to Google. I mean, I was 40 years old. I just got a computer. I didn't really know much about it. And at work one day, I was talking to an old lady. I could tell from her voice. It was just a clinic that I was doing relief work at. And I've never seen this woman or her dog, but some lab work came in that I had to call her about. And basically it was just elevated liver enzymes, and that really doesn't tell you a whole lot. And it's very vague what the next step is. It's just more of a gamble more than anything what you do from that point. It was just an old dog with high liver enzymes. It could be tumor, it could be Cushing's disease, it could be really nothing at all. So I called her and talked to her, and I explained all this to her, and I think she understood me very well. And even though you may not understand me now, back then, and again, this wasn't too long ago. Back then, my voice, I didn't have much trouble with people understanding me. I don't know why, but to me, being hearing impaired, I sound the same way. Maybe more excited or talking about a topic that I've never talked about before, but from my perspective, what I hear sounds the same to me. And I don't know why people have trouble understanding what I'm saying today. But I called her, gave her all the information about her dog, and then she said, well, before I make my decision, I'm going to go online and Google it. And I thought, I couldn't help but laugh then, because I've never Googled before. I didn't know that. And she started talking to me. Yeah, all you have to do is just enter a sentence, and you'll be surprised what comes up. And then again, it was, I like to joke that it was an old lady that taught me how to Google. Kind of thinking like, from the sexual standpoint. I Googled with an old lady for the first time. It made me think of the Garth Brooks song about a young boy that went to work for an old widow woman on her ranch, and I kind of like the line where in that song where he said, she came to him in a dress he hadn't worn, a dress he was sure she hadn't worn in quite a while, and something about her hands of leather turned to velvet in a touch. And there's a lot you can learn from an old woman. But I was 40 years old, and I asked her how old she was, and I forgot. She was probably 70 or something, and she was just very with it, with the change. She never fought the change, and but I hope the dog turned out well. But whatever, the dog was old. Time was limited. She could have spent a lot of money on it to find out the dog was just okay, or we couldn't confirm anything. And that, the two different tests you can do, an ultrasound and blood work for Cushing's disease. That's usually the most common two. But it just depends on how you view life at that point and where you go from there. So I'm glad she Googled it and I learned something that day. Thank you. Bye.